It's just before 4 o'clock. Welcome to the Vinyl Comedy Club, live on Twitch, not live on YouTube. There you go. I tried to put the cameras together, but it made even more mess of wires and stuff that I can see over there, and monitors and things, so I can see myself. All right, Vinyl Comedy Club. I go through a record from my collection this week. It's Morecambe and Wise with Arthur Tolcher, Anne Hamilton, Michael Siegel and Gary Soper, and it's the album So What Do You Think of the Show So Far? And this is taken from their Radio 2 show, which when you look at the years at this broadcast, it seems strange that they would need to do a radio show at this point, because this series ran, according to Wikipedia, it ran between 4 series between 75 and 78, and according to the British Comedy Guide it was 3 series between 75 and 79, so I don't know. It was recorded in front of a live audience. It was written by Eddie Braben, who also did the TV show at this time, and this is, like I said, the years on this is peak Morecambe and Wise on television. The Christmas special, the big Christmas special on BBC One on Christmas Day in 1977 was the 28 million viewers one that gets mentioned quite a lot. The Morecambe and Wise show ran on TV, on BBC TV, between 68 and 77, and then they went to Thames Television to do a less successful show, but it wasn't as good, to be honest. 1978 to 1983. I didn't realise it had gone on that long, because Eric Morecambe died in 84, so I didn't realise that TV wise they were going. If you just heard a beep, I've had a Facebook notification on my phone. So yeah, it surprises me that they did a radio show at this time as well, when they were obviously very busy with television. But I can't imagine that happening now. I can't imagine anyone going back to radio now. But this generation of comedians, I've read a lot of books about Eric Morecambe. Some of them by his son, actually. Gary Morecambe wrote quite a lot of books about him. And there was this paranoia with comedians in those days that that they would suddenly find themselves out of work, so they took whatever they could. So, and that's true, a lot of them. I actually read that in Paul Chuckle's autobiography as well, that that they were that scared. They would, once the summer season was booked, they would be panicking about the panto season and all that sort of thing. So I imagine this is why they did a radio show, unless it was a contractual thing with the BBC that they had to do both. But radio and TV is usually 2 separate arms, so I'm surprised that they were to do this. Eddie Braben as well must have had his work cut out writing for radio and for TV at the same time. So yeah. But it means we've got an album to listen to. So yeah, this is a compilation of stuff from their Radio 2 show that ran. Got it from a charity shop. I won't lie. So yeah, and and Morecambe and Wise as well. I mean, obviously, I love them. I don't think you're allowed to say you don't, to be honest. There's something very old-fashioned about their act, and I don't just mean now. Even at the peak, it seemed quite old-fashioned, because they were variety entertainers. They were stage entertainers. When you compare them to the 2 Ronnies, for example, who, if you really pushed me, I would say that I preferred. But obviously, you got to love Morecambe and Wise. But their act was a stage variety act, and I don't think whether it was purposeful or not, but I don't think they made any concession to being on TV rather than being on stage. So their act looks very musical, looks very variety show in its look, really. I've lost track of what I was saying there, but love them all the same. They'll be on TV again this Christmas, I'm sure, in some form. But Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So there's one sketch on this which it's a sketch called Byron and Keats. Oh, what a treat when two poets meet, and I recognise that as a TV sketch as well. So they obviously did it on both. But here we go. I don't know where. There's very little information about this radio show online, so I couldn't really learn. I heard it in its entirety on BBC Four Extra a couple of years ago, and I say there's not a lot of mention of it really, apart from the fact that they did it. There's no. It doesn't say where it was recorded. I like to think that it was recorded at the BBC Theatre, which is now Coco in Camden Town. Used to be the Camden Palace. A lot of stuff was recorded there, but I don't know. So anyway, let's get started. Oh, there's that crackle again.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Let me say straight away what a pleasure it is to be back on radio.
It is. Where's the cameras? Where are they?
No, there's no cameras. No, this is radio.
Well, why are you wearing makeup?
Well, why not? The producer does.
Well, that's his hobby. Yes, you can't help that, you know.
Can't you?
No.
Look, Eric, I want to ask you a question.
Please do.
How long
It's there,
since...
just read it there.
How long...
Well, it's so long since we worked, you know. Yes.
How long is it since we were last on the radio, Eric?
Oh, workers' playtime.
Workers' playtime?
Yeah, with Des O'Connor, a young man.
Oh.
First Des O'Connor joke.
Oh, all I can remember is that when we got off the train, the manager of the factory was waiting for us in a hansom cab.
Is that right?
I remember that.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
You didn't wear spectacles then?
I know. I still remember I shook hands with the horse and gave the manager a lump of sugar. Sweet, man.
But when you think about it, it really is marvellous.
Oh, I like it as well.
To be back on radio.
I like that as well. I mean, the 75p will come very handy. So I don't... Oh, we weren't far off, I can tell you.
Yes.
I don't think my kids like being down that coal mine.
I didn't know you had any children.
Neither did I. But I'll do anything for a laugh. Well, they keep calling me dad, and what can you do?
I know.
You can't hit them nowadays, they hit back.
Well, how many children have you got?
4?
Oh.
Could be 5. I haven't been home for a week.
Well, how old are they?
9 months, 10 months, 11 months, and 47 years old.
47 years old?
Yes.
That doesn't make sense.
I know, the eldest lad's older than me. He's the one who keeps hitting back.
But it's wonderful to have children about.
Of course it is.
Oh, yeah. They're a great blessing.
But to keep the mice down.
Look, will you stop all this meaningless poppycock?
Poppycock?
Yeah.
Where's he find these words? Where's he find them?
Well, let's get the show started. You know, I feel really keen after my holiday.
Well, where did you go?
Loch Ness.
How is the wife?
I heard that you were going down under.
Pardon?
Australia.
Oh.
Look, will you let me tell you the idea I had for the show?
Well, why not?
You see, I had this idea of getting a line of girls, and then we'd, well, I thought we'd bring on... I'm talking to you, Eric. I'm talking to you. Eric.
Sorry, did you speak?
I'm talking to you, yes. I said Eric. I spoke, and I said Eric 3 times.
Did they answer?
No.
Ah, well then, they haven't told you.
Told me what?
I've changed my name. I've changed my name. I've got a new name now.
Are you serious? You've actually changed your name?
Brand new name.
Oh.
I went down to Somerset House, charming man. True, I went to Somerset House and changed my name with a D pill.
Paul.
Well, no wonder it hurt. I was going to change my sex, but the door was closed.
That makes no sense.
I'm no longer Eric,
No?
but I'm still the same handsome, debonair me of the old.
Oh, I see.
But the name's different.
And what is your new name?
Ah.
Huh?
Do you like it? No, that isn't my new name. I didn't have any say in the matter because they have a fella there at Somerset House. He looks at you and decides the name that will suit you best.
And what name did this man think would suit you best?
Well, he looked at me for a few moments, adjusted his memorandum, quickly,
Yes.
and then he said, "Hello, Robin."
Why you laugh, huh? Robin?
Yes, he said, "You're a Robin if I ever saw one." I think it was a red waistcoat.
Robin Morecambe?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you don't mean to tell me you've changed your surname as well?
Yes.
What to?
Robin Catbush.
Robin Catbush?
Did you call?
Well, that's ridiculous. I mean, Catbush and Wise?
Well, that's who we are now, Catbush and Wise. Tomorrow people will be saying, "Did you hear Catbush and Wise? Wasn't that Catbush brilliant?" Because I'm Catbush, you see.
Do you mean to tell me that...
Who else? Who else? There's only you and me here, and two old men fast asleep in the third row. Don't do that, sir. That's not nice. I'm very nasty happy that. I don't like that.
This man in Somerset House just looks at a person and decides which name suits him best.
That's his job. Look, just suppose that you wanted to change your name, and I would if I were you.
Why should I?
Well, what's your name? Go on. What's your name? You're afraid to say it, aren't you?
Ern.
Do you know that Ern is Greek for pot? Did you know that? It's true. Potty Wise. That's who you are, Potty Wise, and you're little as well. Potty Wise.
I haven't the slightest intention of changing my name.
Oh, I do understand that, Potty.
I'm not Potty.
I dare you to take a vote.
There's no point in continuing this conversation. Look, if I went to Somerset House, what do you think the man would call me?
Oh. You want the truth?
Yes.
Phyllis.
Phyllis?
Phyllis.
Ludicrous.
Phyllis Ludicrous. That's a good name.
Never.
Oh, why not? I mean, all the big show business stars change their names.
Name one.
Ludwig Kennedy changed his name.
Well, what was his name before he was Ludovic Kennedy?
Elsie Pledge.
Elsie Pledge?
Yes, and he's famous now, isn't he, as Elsie Pledge? So it's hello and welcome to the Roaming Catbush.
And Phyllis Ludicrous Show.
It was actually Eddie Braben who brought out that sort of crosstalk between them. They used to talk to the audience, but Eddie Braben had them talking to each other in that style, and that's quite. And I do think Eddie Braben's writing for Morecambe and Wise in particular was better than Sid Green and Dick Hill's. There's a lot of they did some good stuff, but I think Eddie Braben suited Morecambe and Wise better. Because he sort of changed their style. He put them in situation. He was more of a television writer, I suppose, than a stage writer. Like Hills and Green had come out of the same background as Morecambe and Wise. So it is interesting that I suppose it's good that Eddie Braben did. Eddie Braben's writing suited this introduction to the radio show, especially. But yeah, he's the one that did all the front cloth stuff and all that sort of thing. But yeah. We'll keep going. This is the sketch I mentioned earlier, Byron and Keats, which I recognise as a TV sketch. I'm certain I do, unless I'm just imagining it. But here we go.
We present now an item of hardly any historical value whatsoever. The first meeting in a London tea shop between those two great poets, Lord Byron and Keats.
My dear Keats,
Tis Lord Byron.
two poets meet.
Oh, what a treat. May I sit down?
Please, take a seat. I do admire the poems you write.
I wrote another one last night.
What have you called it?
The Heavenly Trumpet. Waitress,
What would you like?
have you got any crumpet?
How about you, sir?
No crumpet for me, thank you, my dear.
Between you and me, I think is a...
I'd like some tea.
With lemon?
A slice.
And 2 pieces of
Couldn't
cake.
do that nowadays,
That
could you?
sounds very nice. The brain of the poet, it brightens, then flickers.
I'll bet you £5 she'll show you her...
My pen has lain idle long enough. I'll write a poem straight off the cuff.
I really don't know how you do it.
My dear Keats, there's nothing to it.
I can see by your furrowed brow that there's a poem coming up any moment now.
Daffodils at the base of trees nod their heads in the summer breeze. First a swallow, then a wren, swoop and rise, then swoop again. A primrose blinks a yellow eye, but only the bumblebee knows why.
You're a genius to think of that all of a sudden. I've got one here, I think it's a good one.
I love that line.
Pray continue, Mr. Keats. Enrich me with your verbal treats.
2 cows chewing grass. on a warm, sunny hillock. I thought this time tomorrow that grass will be millock.
Hillock? Millock? That won't work.
Of course, it will, you great big bird.
Do you think that poem is better than mine?
I haven't finished.
Pray continue.
Fine. Lord Byron, you didn't give me a chance.
Try something more tender.
How about romance? He handed Daphne a deep red rose. He loved her, but how to tell her? Daphne smiled and in a deep voice said, "Don't bother, 'cause I'm a fella."
Upon our art you cast a slur. I bid you good day, sir.
Is he leaving?
It's hard graft being a poet. Looking for rhymes makes you tired.
Your bill.
Your name?
My name is Annie.
There's no answer to that.
Yes?
Good. Will you pass me the newspaper, please?
This sketch is called A Marriage Without a License. Oh, Marriage with License.
The only thing new in this newspaper is the date. Oh, no.
What?
I knew that would happen one day, I just knew it.
What's happened?
Rupert and algae. They've fallen down the well.
Rupert and Algie?
Yep.
Rupert isn't hurt, is he?
Just a slight cut, that's all.
He'll be better tomorrow, Rupert will.
Yes. They'll probably stuff him. Good Lord. Did you read this?
Read what?
There's a fella here in Preston accidentally drank a bottle of bleach. He's in hospital now.
How is it?
Fair.
Just read your newspaper. I'm trying to think.
Not another word.
And stop tutting.
I can't help it. It's this newspaper. It's full of tuts. There's a fella here, he got fined £50 by the RSPCA for knocking nails in with a tortoise. Oh, I got it. Now, I call that cruel. I don't know about you. I call that cruel.
You know,
Yes?
it prompts one to ask.
Ah. Another apple about to fall from the tree of wisdom?
It prompts one to ask, has the milk of human kindness curdled?
That's one of the nice things I like about you.
What is?
Well, you're kind and considerate to the needs of others.
We only pass this way once.
Do unto others.
Live and let live.
A little kindness, a little consideration.
Doesn't cost much.
Always do a good turn if you can.
You get paid back one way or the other.
Each morning when you wake up,
You should say,
who can I help today?
who can I help today?
Me, lends a fiver.
Get lost.
Charming, that is, isn't it?
Oh!
Oh, you found my pipe then? Thanks a lot. I'm fed up, aren't I? I really am. I'm fed up.
Good.
I've never been so fed up. Hey,
What?
do you fancy a game of blow football?
No, thank you.
Oh. Is it because of what happened the last time we played?
That's got nothing to do with it.
I blew too hard, didn't I? Blew it right off your head. I'll never forget that look on your face.
First
as you
wig
shot underneath
joke.
the sideboard.
Now that's enough, please.
And you sitting there like the chairman of the egg marketing board.
You take a delight in insulting me, don't you? Answer that.
Certainly. Hello?
It's somebody at the door.
I can't talk to you now. There's somebody at the door.
Open the door and see who it is.
Yes. Yes?
Oh, good morning. My name is Perkins.
Well, we can't win them all.
Who was it?
Now, that's what I call being friendly. A perfect stranger knocks at our front door just to tell us his name is Perkins. That's nice, that. I like that.
Perkins?
Perkins. He said his name was Perkins.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's a nice name, Perkins. I know what Perkins wants. Man would have thought the world of him. Judge Perkins. Gave me that 2 years.
Trust you. I must try and catch you. I'm terribly sorry, Vicar. Do come inside.
Vicar?
Nice of you to call, Vicar.
Oh, not at all.
I'm sorry, Vicar, but you can't have him for the jumble sale.
I don't think we've met.
Do forgive me, Vicar. This is Mr. Morecambe.
Oh, very nice to meet you, Mr. Morecambe.
Oh, your vicarship.
I don't recall seeing you in church on Sundays, Mr. Morecambe.
No, well, I go on a Saturday, it's less crowded. Yes.
I see.
Do come and sit down, Vicar.
Yes. Take the weight off your psalms.
Yes, thank you.
The Vicar has called to see me about something rather personal.
You've decided then?
Decided what?
You're going to become a nun.
No, I'm not going to become a nun.
Oh,
Eric, please. The Vicar's a very busy man.
is he?
Yes.
But he only works on Sundays.
We have important things to discuss.
Take my advice, Helen, and don't do it.
Don't do what?
I know what he's come here for.
You know?
Yes, there's a clapper missing from one of the church bells. Don't do it.
It's nothing to do with the church bells. Just be quiet. Sorry about that, Vicar.
Oh, not at all, Mr. Wise.
Before you start, do you fancy a drink, Vicar?
Oh, that's most kind of you.
There's some coffee left, Vicar. Oh, very cold out.
It's cold enough to freeze the knickers off the vicar's wife. Oh. Now,
Eric.
I didn't say that. Who said that in front of the good vicar?
Sorry, Vicar.
I'm sorry.
Now to business.
Do you save wicked women?
Yes.
Save one for me, will you? Oh, dear me. I heard that from a bishop at a prison concert. I don't know what it was in for.
Mr. Wise, please.
Sorry, Vicar.
Now, just to make quite sure that I have all the details, it's the 25th, isn't it?
That's right, Vicar. Saturday the 25th.
At 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
3 o'clock it is, Vicar.
Excuse me.
So Saturday the 25th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon is your big day.
Excuse me.
Now, what about the cars? And the hire of the hall afterwards?
I've attended to all that, Vicar. Quite a responsibility.
It most certainly is. You know, of course, that the bands were called last Sunday for the last time.
Yes?
Excuse me.
Feeling nervous, Mr. Wise?
Gosh, who wouldn't be?
It isn't the sort of thing one does every day. No backing out now.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it, Vicar.
I was with...
I've been to see your bride today. Charming girl. You're a very lucky man.
Oh, I do realise that.
Right,
And I'm sure you'll both be very happy together.
Oh, I know we will be.
right.
Have you both found anywhere to live yet?
Well, after we're married, we'll live here in this flat.
Flat.
Very cozy. Just you and your lovely bride.
Yes, it will be. Just the two of us, all alone here in this flat.
Alone.
Well, everything seems to be in order, and I have a lot to do.
Thank you very much for calling, Vicar.
Not at all. See you on Saturday, Mr. Wise. Goodbye, Mr. Morecambe. Nice to have met you.
Get out. I hope all the clappers drop off.
Temper, temper. Now, I must write down a list of all the guests. Now, let me see. Now, there's a Mr. and Mrs. Mark Phillips. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson. Yes?
You're not, are you? Huh?
I'm not what?
Getting married.
I most certainly am. Saturday the 25th at 3 o'clock.
What about me, huh?
What about you?
Well, you just said now to the vicar, you said that you were living here. Just the two of you.
That's right.
Just the two of you here.
Right again.
I won't have anywhere to live, huh? Where will I live? You're not going to let them put me into a home, are you?
I just couldn't care less.
I see.
There's a men's hostel not 75 miles from here.
One person found that
Hostel?
really.
Doesn't matter how far.
Oh, you could go and stay at your Auntie Winnie's.
How can I go to my Auntie Winnie? She's never sober.
Then you'll have to get a council house.
Can't afford the rent.
I'm sorry, but I'm getting married and that's final.
Well, you can't. You can't get married. You haven't got the wind. Besides, your legs have gone.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Saturday the 25th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Will it be a match of the day? I'll tell you one thing. There won't be many action replays, I can tell you that.
Make the most of your insults while you can.
It's a joke, isn't it, Ern? That wasn't the vicar. It was one of your mates dressed up. Just trying to fool me, wasn't he, Ern? I saw him in Softly Softly. He was stabbed 3 times. I remember him now.
He's no actor.
You can say that again.
I warned you. I told you that you'd be sorry for the way you've treated me over the years.
It was only in fun and fun.
Now, who shall I have for my best man? Let me think now. Oh, I think this one's for me. Sweetheart, come in, darling.
Thank you, darling. Oh,
What do you mean?
It's Hetty. That's Hetty Benson.
I know who it is.
You're not serious about this, are you? I remember her when we all went to Milverton Street School together.
Be quiet.
Give her a nice lolly and she'll show you where she kept the hanky.
How dare you?
I'm ignoring him, darling. I've just been for a fitting for my wedding dress.
Many people down at the shipyard then?
I'm warning you.
Treat him with the contempt he deserves.
I was just trying to think who I could have for my best man.
I should have thought it was obvious.
Obvious as God. It's flaming well obvious, isn't it?
Yes, my brother Ron.
What a good idea.
Is he out now then? Hellfire, not even best man. Listen, matey, I'll let you into a little secret. I was best man 3 years ago.
Don't take any notice
Oh,
of
no.
him. My little angel cake.
You're going to have your hands full with him, I can tell you.
We all have our funny little quirks.
He's got one of the funniest little quirks you'll ever see.
Go away.
And if you feel something stirring about 2 o'clock in the morning, don't get too excited. It'll be his hamster.
Belt up.
And has she seen you with it off yet? Has she seen you with it off?
Wig joke.
Go on, give her a quick flash now, I dare you.
Darling, what is he talking about?
Just ignore him, my little flower.
I always did, darling. Oh, how I'm looking forward to our honeymoon.
You're in for a shock there, I can tell you.
Nobody's asking you.
Take a good book with you.
Now that'll do.
Shall I tell her why they turned you down for the army? And we thought it was your feet. Shall I tell her?
Take no notice of him. He'll be leaving soon anyway.
Darling, have you arranged the hotel for our honeymoon?
Of course.
Take a cine camera with you. You might get a comedy series out of it.
It's one of those honeymoon hotels.
How romantic.
I could just see him. I could just see him on your wedding night, sitting up in bed, shaved, hair comb, new silk pajamas.
He'll look so handsome.
It'll be a shame to waken him.
That poor man, he does go on, doesn't he?
And it's going to be a bit crowded in that bed with the 3 of you.
3 of us.
Oh, hasn't he told you? Hasn't he told you about Teddy? His auntie gave it to him when he was a little girl.
I put my pajamas in Teddy.
And you should see the way he puts them in. No wonder his eye dropped out.
You can get out of this flat now.
Good idea. You heard him. Get out of this flat now.
Not her, you.
Oh, let me stay on.
Certainly not.
Look, I promise I won't look. I'll laugh, but I won't look.
Now just you listen to me. When we moved into this flat, we made an agreement that whoever gets married first gets the flat. The other one is to move out. No questions asked.
And you're sticking to that?
He most certainly is.
I most certainly am.
I see. Well, you better get packed.
Why?
Because I married Sissy Fairfax this morning. Come in, Sissy.
Hello, darling.
Oh, it makes you sick.
It doesn't, does it?
That's the first side done. Yeah, funnier on radio than TV. I don't know. I think it's 2 different styles, isn't it? But they work better when they're doing that cross-talk thing. Because I imagine them sat in the flat or even sat up in bed together doing that. You know what I mean? So that's really should take better care of my records. Yeah, so that crosstalk thing, it works better on radio, I think, and it works really well. But I still don't understand their need for doing. I'm just trying to look up at the same time. I found out where this was recorded. It was recorded at the BBC Playhouse Theatre, which I don't know where that is. I don't know whether it's the place I was thinking of, which is in Camden, but I don't know. I shall let you know at the end of this at the end of this message. So we're going straight in. This is a track called Pilchards, and this is continuing on the B-side, or side 2 as it says here, of Morecambe and Wise.
Good book, is it, huh?
Very. far from the maddening crowd.
Oliver Hardy.
Thomas Hardy.
Oh,
Are you going to eat that apple or just sit there all night looking at it?
amazing apple this is.
What's so amazing about that apple?
It's 85 years old.
What do you mean he's 85 years old?
It's a Granny Smith. Oh, dear. That's a good apple joke, that, you know.
You give me the pip.
I'm sorry, I don't understand that one. You've gone all subtle again.
But why can't you just sit quiet, just for 10 minutes? Have a read of one of my books.
I get bored reading.
Oh, you like this one?
What is it?
The Golden Years of Hollywood. All the great stars in that book.
Let's have a look. By golly, there's some famous names in this book, huh?
I know you'd like it.
Good Lord, look at that. Buster Crabbe.
Who?
Buster Crabbe. He used to be Flash Gordon in those serials years ago.
I never missed Flash Gordon.
What memories. Flash Gordon. 76 years now.
76?
Just calls himself Gordon now. We went to see that serial every week.
Emperor Ming.
Who?
Emperor Ming. When Flash Gordon landed on Mars, Emperor Ming was the baddie.
That's right, the villain he was. Do you remember when Flash went into that cave and he came face to face with the Claymen?
God, they were terrifying, those Claymen. Flash went after them with his ray gun. Did he get them?
No, they escaped to Earth and got jobs at the BBC.
Great stars they had in Hollywood in those days.
Just look here, huh?
Who is it?
Sabu.
One of my favourites he was. Sabu, the elephant boy.
Never knew that.
What?
Sabu.
What about him?
Says here his real name was Sabu Ackroyd. He came from Halifax.
He was still one of the greats wherever he came from. Sabu, the elephant boy.
Says here he was one of the few Hollywood stars who could pick up a bung with his nose.
Starting again, are we?
No, repeating what it says in the book, huh? Keystone Cops here.
Is there a picture of him?
Yeah. He hasn't changed, has he?
Who?
The Keystone Cop driving the police wagon. Good old Des. Take me back that.
Second one.
Oh.
When you were little, perhaps I should rephrase that. When you were even littler, did you have one of those little tin money boxes painted red, like a letterbox? A little slot to put the money in.
Yeah.
And the manoeuvres, try to get the pennies out with a knife.
I never took mine out with a knife.
There's no answer to that, is there?
Is there just the remotest chance of a bit of peace?
Shouldn't think so. Just thought of a joke.
Good for you.
You see, there's this woman and she buys a new sideboard and the next day she goes back to the shop where she brought it from and she says to the man,
Have you got anything that'll stop my drawers rattling?
"Want to fight?" That reminds me, something I wanted to get out of our sideboard.
You found what you were looking for?
No. I'll bet you £1 million you'll never guess what I've got here.
Photograph album.
Can I pay you tomorrow? Just look at some of these photographs.
Hey, that one was taken when we went to Milverton Street School.
See who that is standing at the back?
Look at that lad there, the holes in his jersey and the big boots. Looks as though he's never seen soap and water. Who is it?
You.
That's not me.
It is you. You always stood next to Miss. You were a crawler even in those days.
Jealous.
Of what? Jealous of what? Go on. Just name one thing. Just name one thing that you were better than me at school.
History, geography, English, maths.
That's four. I said just one.
I was the fastest runner in the school.
The way your mother curled your hair, you had to be.
At least I didn't have to have free school dinners.
You've said some rotten things to me in your time. But that is without doubt one of the most hurtful things that you've ever said to me.
You started all this, I didn't. 2 minutes ago we were in Hollywood, then we finished up in Milverton Street School.
That was one of the most cutting remarks you've ever made about me, that was.
That was your own fault.
I didn't like to ask for free school dinner. I had that pride even in those days. Don't forget there were hard times, millions out of work. Still see the look on my dad's face, the tears in his eyes the morning the Labour Exchange found him a job.
The truth was that your father in those days was bone idle.
My father wasn't born idle. A grafter he was.
Not half.
Went out looking for work, he did.
Oh, I know it. I can remember him knocking at our front door and asking my mother if she'd give him threepence to clear the snow away.
That wasn't too much to ask.
In August?
He liked to make an early start, that's all. But one thing,
One thing what?
my father wasn't a jippo.
How dare you? My dad wasn't a jippo.
A jippo, he was, your dad.
My dad wasn't a jippo, and you know it.
I'll say anything now, I'm desperate.
Respectable, my dad was.
Dandy Dick, we used to call him.
Typical, that. Just because he kept himself looking smart.
Dandy Dick. He used to have to walk out of the front door sideways on account of the wax moustache. And you couldn't have a come out and play on a Sunday.
Shouldn't play out on a Sunday.
Still see you now every Sunday morning on the corner of the street in the Salvation Army.
You shouldn't make fun. Go in the burning fire, you will.
I've got nothing against the Salvation Army.
I should hope not.
But you look ridiculous in that bonnet.
Let's forget the whole thing.
Suits me. Probably wouldn't recognise him now if I saw him.
Who?
Must have crap.
I said leave it.
You start these things, not me.
I start. Let's give it a rest, shall we? What's on the telly?
A bowl of fruit and an ashtray. Good Lord. I don't know how I think of him, you know.
There's usually a good play on.
Ah, well, like all the other plays. Very suggestive.
Filth is a better word.
Switch on.
I have.
They're all the same, the plays here now. The play that's coming on now, I can tell you the story right now, and I haven't even seen it yet. It's set in a block of flats.
Go on.
Beautiful girl just moved in, usually a school teacher who's left her country vicarage home to live in the big city to find herself a husband.
You're probably right.
No, probably about it. She arrives in the new flat, and she hasn't got any sugar for a coffee. True, she forgot to call at the supermarket on the way home from school.
And there's a fellow in the flat opposite.
Always is.
She knocks at his door to borrow half a cup of sugar, and he invites her in.
And you can bet your life before midweek comes on, she's sharing his pilchards. Fade out, roll the captions, off to bed.
Disgusting, that
Of
is.
course, it's disgusting. No point in watching it.
You're right.
Shall I tell you what's coming on next?
No, thank you very much.
Robin Day.
Robin Day.
He'll be on with his spotty bow tie. He goes to bed with that bow tie on, you know. Took it off last March and his head fell off.
Will you get it or shall I?
Oh, stay where you are, you get it.
Right, you get it.
Yes?
Hello, I'm sorry to be a nuisance.
Forget it. There's a nuisance at the door.
How could you be so bad-mannered?
It's a gift.
Good evening.
I've just moved into the flat opposite. Sorry to disturb you, but...
Out of sugar?
Well, yes. How did you know that?
Forgot to call in at the supermarket on your way home.
Why, yes.
You want the sugar for your coffee?
You never drink tea, do you?
No, I don't.
How are things at the vicarage?
Gracious me, this is most uncanny.
Not much fun for a single girl in the city.
I honestly don't know what to say.
Just one more thing.
Yes?
Do you like pilchards?
I adore pilchards.
Fade out.
Roll the captions.
Off to bed.
Come on, kid.
Again, crosstalk. A lot of it makes no sense. It's just trying to get a joke in. That was called Pilchards. While that was on, I've just been looking up the BBC Playhouse Theatre where this was recorded. Is actually still a theatre. It's just called the Playhouse Theatre now. And it was still in operation up until lockdown as well. There is a section where it was built in, where are we? I've lost it now. It was built in 1882 it was built and rebuilt in 1907. And there was a period of time when it was taken over by the BBC in 1951 as a recording studio type theatre for live performances. The Goon Show and radio versions of Hancock's Half Hour and Steptoe and Son were recorded there. Which I thought they were recorded at Camden Palace, but I'm wrong. And the stage also hosted live performances by Kiss, Queen, Led Zeppelin, The Who, The Beatles and The Rolling Stones. And a live Pink Floyd concert was broadcast from the theatre in April of 1967. The BBC left in 1976, and the theatre was in danger of demolition after that. 1976. A Kind of Magic music video by Queen was filmed in there. Reopened in 1987 as a theatre, and it still goes on now. It's still working now. It was right up until where are we? Some quite good names in. A play called Good, starring David Tennant, was on until the 19th of December. Oh, is meant to be on until the 19th of December 2020. So I'm going to guess that the last thing that was on was Fiddler on the Roof last year. If you've not seen that, then really don't. But yeah, there's a few things scheduled for this year, but I imagine didn't happen. So yeah, I'm glad to know it's still. I just wanted to know out of my own curiosity, really. I'm glad it's still there as a theatre, to be honest. All right, let's carry on with this. This sketch is called Bath Time for Ernie, and only an act like Morecambe and Wise could get away with this. It is basically a stream of knob gags. So let's go.
Nothing like a soak in a nice hot bath. It's the only time that I get any peace. There's somebody in!
Are you in the bath?
Yes, go away! I said go away! I'm trying to have a bath. What do you want?
Ah, you know me. Anything for a laugh.
What are you doing with that chair?
Sit at the side of the bath. Have a little chat about this and that. On second thoughts, that's hardly worth chatting about.
Go away!
Hey, how do you manage to keep your skin so soft and silky when you have a daughter of 92? How do you do it?
Get out of here!
Oh, don't stand up, whatever you do.
Why not?
Put me off my dinner.
You did this the last time I had a bath.
You've got a good memory.
How dare you coming when I'm having a bath? It's
It
outrageous.
certainly is. Why are you wearing that plastic cap over your head?
To keep my hair dry.
But you usually keep that in the airing cupboard.
Go away!
In a minute. I see you've done your left leg. It's a different colour now from the other one. By golly, aren't you hairy?
Is nothing sacred?
You are the hairiest human being I've ever seen. You shouldn't have a bath, you should be dry clean.
Is there no escape from you?
That's amazing, that is.
What is?
All those tiny bubbles trapped in the hairs on your legs. Thousands of them. Your legs look like 2 bottles of champagne.
Will you please let me finish my bath in peace? Nettie Benson will be here in a minute, and I'm taking her out to dinner. Now, will you let me finish my ablutions?
Pardon? Well, that's what I came in to tell you, weren't? Hetty arrived 5 minutes ago. She's stoned out of her mind. You'll be all right tonight.
And don't light that pipe in here.
Do no harm.
Be careful where you throw that match.
Ow! Sorry about that. You should have more water in there. Good Lord.
Now what?
What's that there? What's that contraption hanging on the door?
Leave that alone, you.
All these buckles and straps. You don't wear this, do you?
Yes.
They're very dangerous things, these. You shouldn't wear them. Every time you cough, you could get a big lump on the back of your neck.
Now look here.
Where? Have I missed something? Has the flannel floated away, broken loose from its moorings?
Get out!
Very well. Incidentally,
What?
have you thought of joining a circus?
Out! Torments the life out of me, that man does. Anyway, now I can stand up and finish off with a nice shower.
Ooh, it's cold.
Ooh, that's lovely, that is.
Hold it like that.
What are you doing with that camera?
Instant picture. Lovely. 1, 2, 3.
How dare you come into my bathroom? How dare you intrude upon my privacy and take a picture of me?
10. Should be ready by now. Yes, I thought so. Look at that.
What?
You're overdeveloped.
Oh man! All right, we're good. It's that was the funny. That to me was the funniest part of the album so far. It's funny how they. That's the beauty of comedy like this. The two Ronnies are the same. Double entendre. You can do as many jokes as you fit, as many knob gags as you can into a 3-minute sketch, and kids could watch it as well because it's not too obvious. That's the beauty of comedy like this. I'm going to do two Ronnies next week, which is again very similar. And yeah, and I love the fact that Morecambe and Wise don't have anything in their back catalogue that I know of, at least, that wouldn't. There's a few things that are a little bit that wouldn't go today, but there's no. As you know, there's a lot of comedy being taken off streaming and things like that at the moment because we look back on them differently than we watched them in the first place, which is fine. You know, you got to reassess things all the time. Which is why we don't have, you know, Animals in the Circus or Black and White Minstrel Show, because we learn that things aren't really right. And I'm really glad that Morecambe and Wise don't have anything like that in their back that would be a cringy watch, you know what I mean? But two Ronnies, on the other hand, have got quite a bit of stuff that wouldn't work nowadays, which is a shame because I think I'll talk about that more next week. But I think the two Ronnies are far better than that. But even though they've got things which, you know, if it was accepted once, doesn't mean it has to carry on being accepted. It's just one of those things that that happens. But we're going to go into the last track. This is a play what Ernie wrote, and that's what it says on the record sleeve as well. And this is called The Spy with the Cold Nose.
The Ernie Wise Players now proudly present a play concerned with intrigue and espionage in the world of big business. The play was found lying on the steps of Broadcasting House and was adopted for radio. Anne Hamilton appears by kind permission of the 3-minute car wash in Shepherd's Bush. Our thanks to Mr. Pemberton for allowing her the time off. Ladies and gentlemen, a play what Ernie Wise wrote himself, entitled The Spy with the Cold Nose.
Archie, I must talk to you. I just can't go on living like this any longer.
I can't talk to you now. I must study these very important business documents. They'll make me a nice little packet.
All you're concerned about is money, money, money. Why? You're already a millionaire.
No, Madge, no. Not anymore.
Are you trying to tell me that you've lost everything? But I thought the business was doing so well.
And so it was until I became the victim of industrial espionage. Someone has been stealing my business secrets from this very house.
Who can it be?
Come in.
Evening all. Percy the gardener here. Sorry I'm late, only I think I've overdone it with the fertilizer. There's a 19-foot cucumber lying in the front drive. And I'm sorry about the plastic gnome and the rockery, sir.
Plastic gnome?
I was repainting its left leg before I realised it was your mother-in-law.
Just what you want, Percy.
If you've got a minute to spare, could you come and have a look at me bulbs, please?
Have a look at your bulbs.
Yes, before I press them into the warm earth with me dibble.
How does that even sound rude?
Percy, I've got something to tell you about my husband.
Oh, I know. I've seen his legs. Yeah. I'll spray him first thing tomorrow morning.
The man's a fool.
Percy, this is very serious. My husband has lost everything.
Does it matter? He didn't use it much when he had it. I mean, that is the talk in the village, you know.
I'm ruined.
It's your own fault for lifting things that are too heavy for you. You'll have ankles like turnips in the morning.
All I want is my lovely money back.
All you think about are these business papers.
Yes, will you just hold them still a minute, please? I can't quite focus my camera. That's fine. Thank you very much indeed. Thank
You must realize, Madge, you only take out what you put in.
That's a good title for a song. could you hold the documents nearer the light, otherwise the photograph will be blurred. That's lovely. Thank you. Oh, you're so kind.
Archie, look at Percy.
That's an even better title for a song.
What are you doing with that camera?
What camera, sir?
That camera in your hand there. The one you've been taking pictures of these documents with.
Archie, How long have you been losing your business secrets now?
6 weeks.
Percy, how long have you been with us?
6 weeks.
I see it all now.
Oh, can we change places? I must say, a great play, this.
You like it?
Oh, yeah. Full of suspense and worthy of Alfred Hitchcock.
Hitchcock?
I'm sorry to hear that. It could. It could be the run of beans, you never know.
There's your industrial spy, Archie.
I am but a simple gardener. The Fanny Craddock of the compost heap.
We haven't questioned Mrs. Young, the cook.
Oh, but she's been with me ever since I was born.
Oh, because you've been here for 75 years, it doesn't mean a thing.
I'll call her. Mrs. Young, will you come in here, please? Mrs. Young, where were you at 2 o'clock this afternoon?
I was in the kitchen, madam.
You should have been in the potting shed with me, you promised.
Out with it.
Pardon?
I think they're both in it together.
Leave Percy alone with me for 5 minutes. I'll find the truth.
Why is he talking like that?
I don't know.
This way, Mrs. Young. I want to talk to you about the whistles we had last night.
Pardon?
Exactly. This way.
Percy, come and sit next to me on the settee.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think I've ever seen you without your wheelbarrow.
Not many people have.
Sit down, Percy.
Yes, sir.
That's nice. Percy, you've gone all red.
Yes, it's my secateurs. They're in my back pocket, you know. I shouldn't have moved them.
I like you, Percy.
Oh, really?
Do you know which part of you I like the most?
How many guesses? I mean, with luck, I might get it right first time.
Your ears.
Oh.
I like your ears. We had a pair of ashtrays like them once. Look at me, Percy.
Look at you, what? Oh, I see, yes. Lovely hands. Lovely hands. So soft and delicate.
Thank you.
No, I meant mine.
Why don't you put your arms around me?
It's very kind.
Well, Percy.
I think the plums will be earlier than we thought this year, Mum.
Stop all this pretending. I know you're the industrial spy, and you must be a millionaire with all the business secrets you've stolen from Archie. I love millionaires. Take me away with you.
I can't, because I'm not the spy.
How can you prove that?
I'll show you. Pretend that we finished our conversation and that we're both leaving. I'm going now, Mum. I must feed the tomatoes. It's egg and chips today for them.
Very well, Percy. I must go now. I have shopping to do in the village.
Right. I'll shut the door and hide behind this crocus. You watch. Any second now.
Quickly. They've gone, Mrs. Young. I mean, Polly.
Where are the secret papers?
It's a secret. Ah, here they are.
Take the photos, quick.
Pass me brownie. I won this in 1939 for sending in a jolly wheeze to the wizard. Could have had a bite, but they take rotten pictures.
Never mind how you got it. Take the pictures.
I don't understand. What's happening?
Keep your voice down! You fool, we don't want to be discovered. We don't want them to know that we are both ensconced behind this crocus.
It's a good job there's nobody about, Polly.
He's a fool. He irritates me, though.
All that lovely money in your name. We'll run away together.
Something exotic.
You name it.
Tahiti.
Yes, I've never been to Wales. All that lovely money.
You see? It's your husband who's the spy.
What?
Don't come out from behind the crocus and see you.
Archie.
Madge!
Percy.
Polly!
Archie.
Percy.
Tarzan!
Tarzan?
Sorry, Archie!
Madge!
Polly.
Percy.
I'm Inspector Crump.
Archie.
Madge!
Percy.
Polly!
Archie.
Crump! Lieutenant Colonel Sir Jeremy Battersby! Well, does it matter at this late stage?
Percy.
Crump! For some time
had a member of Special Branch working here in your home. Well done. You're a credit to the force.
Thank you, sir.
Do you mean that you aren't Percy the gardener?
No,
Then you're not a gardener.
that's true.
Then who are you?
I am policewoman Audrey Bathgate. In order to deceive you, I removed my policeman's helmet and one or two other bits and pieces that might have given me away.
Archie!
Madge!
Polly!
Archie!
Crump! Audrey.
Cheeky.
What a weird ending. So there it was. That was this week's album. So what do you think of the show so far, as done by Morecambe and Wise, broadcast on Radio 2? And yeah, I'm going to do the two Ronnies next week. I've looked at most of their sketches are TV sketches, which have been just adapted for audio, which is a bit peculiar. But there was no videos back then. So there you go, Morecambe and Wise. Absolutely brilliant. That was a lot funnier than I remembered the radio show being. But like I said, I still find it strange that they would do a radio show at that time. But you know, like I said, they probably chased the work when they could get it. But yeah, Morecambe and Wise is still absolutely brilliant. I'm glad I found out where that theatre was and that it's still there as well. That's nice. That's nice to find out. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So yeah, next week at 4 o'clock I'll be live doing the two Ronnies, and the album is called The Two Ronnies Volume 2. I could just put my glasses on and read it because it's on the other side of the room. The Two Ronnies Volume 2, and it's called Me and Him. I haven't got Volume 1, so I've only got Volume 2. So hopefully it'll make sense. It's not. I don't think it's a sequel as such. But yeah. So keep an eye on those. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, which is where you will find out. All the stuff is in... if you're watching this on YouTube, all my links are in the video description below. And if you're not, then can you read them there? I deliberately put that backwards, you see, so that you could read it off my phone, because everything goes backwards. At SteveOliver76 on Twitter, at SteveOliver1976 on Instagram, Facebook.com/Steve Oliver Official, and YouTube.com/Steve Oliver Official, and Twitch.tv Steve Oliver76. I had to think then. So yeah, this will be available on YouTube tomorrow for you, and I will be back live next week. I found this. I'm going to say goodbye to the YouTube and then play this on the live stream because again, won't do me any favours with copyright. So goodbye YouTube. I will see you next week.